Next, let's talk about methods of dealing with emotions, because it's all very well talking about this level of why emotional development is important, but let's talk about some different methods for this. And this is something that on the EMF program that I run my students through, this is something that we do, because it's something that's fundamentally important. It's all very well, there's a lot of personal development videos and teachings and courses out there, but this is one thing that's very important to master, because because of the things I'm saying, because of how much importance and how much of an impact it has on so many different areas of our life. And what we work on is the main two things are actually there's three, but there's the main two things I'll cover here that's relevant is emotions in the moment and emotions from the past. And there's two different tools and strategies that we use and techniques to deal with that. But one of the things that I would say is, it comes back to what I mentioned earlier. A method of dealing with emotions is increasing your level of presence, or being present. This serves us in so many different ways, and one of the ways that we can develop this is through meditation. Meditation is very good, because if you're just there in like a silent, passive meditation where you're just there and focusing on your breath, for example, then you're basically training yourself to be present. And you can take this into your day-to-day things that you're doing. Say that you're making a coffee, then just be present in that moment and constantly train your mind to be present in more and more daily things that your activities that you're doing, and try to minimize all these different distractions, which is quite common in today's society, and just focus on one thing at a time. The more that you're doing that, it's what I go back to all the time. Anytime you want any lasting change, it's never really instantaneous. It's this process of repetition, of reconditioning yourself into creating this new self-image, which we always act in congruence with. So being present more and more will mean that your mind even if you want to look at the neuroscience, like the neural connections, the more you do something, the stronger those connections are, and the less you do something, the weaker those connections are. So you're training yourself in a way where you're being present more of the time. So relating this to our emotional development, when we're in a situation where something might happen, someone might be rude or angry or something, even if it triggers us and we haven't sort of gone through that process of really recontextualizing it, then being more present means that it gives us a bit of space. It gives us a bit of time before we just react, before we just open our mouth and say something. It gives us a bit of time to really develop that non-reactive awareness, which is where we really want to be. And that's really taking charge of where we are, and really taking ownership of the fact that we can choose like how we react. This is something that most people don't think is possible. They just are constantly fueled by their emotions and their reactivity based on the meaning they give something. But being present, being observational of the mind, and really lowering the resistance to the emotion. You're not suppressing the emotion, but you're just having this observational look at it, and you're observing it. And often it can be a physical sensation in the body, but obviously it's in the mind as well, based on the meaning that you give in that situation. So lowering the resistance to it, then you're not really fighting it. You're not suppressing it or anything like that, but you're observational of it. And this helps us when we're on our journey of personal development. Not only are we just being a lot more present and aware of our thoughts, so we can be more observational and have this non-reactive awareness, but we're also on this journey of personal growth to raise our perspective, or raise our level of consciousness to understand things from a higher perspective. Because a lot of the things that why people react, or why they're triggered by things, is because of the meaning they give things. The context of it, what the meaning that they make up in their mind of why they should be annoyed at that, or why that person shouldn't have said that, or whatever, fill in the blank. It's like it's so understanding this continuous level of personal growth, where we're constantly chunking up to higher perspectives, taking a level of ownership and personal responsibility onto where we are, and understanding other people, and having that level of compassion of, okay, that person, they are saying things based on where they are in their level of development. It gives us a higher perspective, and then it gives us more of a chance not to react, because we're shifting our context and our meaning of the different situations and of other people as well. So